Alrighty, let's see what we have for Remy Hanky Spanky. 1.5x Robin Hanky. Building like Elon Musk now? Huh? Look how happy he is. He's like, fuck this company.
Another Albion online questions and answers video. In my last dev talk, I announced that I would be stepping down as game director and CEO, and I asked you to bring your questions and comments. Today, I've invited new game director Moritz Bockermann and co-creative director Michael Schwan to go through these questions with me and to bring some answers to you. So let's get started. The first comment is, keep making those question and answer videos, even if you're not the CEO anymore. You are still the public face of Albion Online. Well, as you can see, I am making a question and answer video. I do hope that I am no longer the face of Albion Online, though I do hope to transition this role to these guys. And while I will still be appearing in videos, dev talks will be handled by them.
And ideally also more members of the team, yeah.
Next question. With the role of creative director now being split between 3 people, a creative council, do you think that it'll be harder to maintain a clear theme or vision for Albion's creative direction? What do you guys think?
No, actually, I don't think we will see any major changes. Actually, this whole transition has been made with continuity in mind. We've been with the team for many, many years. Each and every one of us that is part of this creative council has been here for 5+ years. We've all had our idea.
All the ideas are stinky. Maybe there should be some change.
The first part.
What are orange zones?
Exactly. Let me say something about that. So it is indeed true. We are currently playtesting a version of orange zones in a hell-themed dungeon that we're working on.
No shot. They literally have orange zones. Wow.
Let's straighten out. It's not true. There's no such thing as an orange zone. There's not going to be an orange zone in the game, right? Like,
no.
There's going to be one dungeon in which a particular rule set applies.
Exactly. So what we're currently looking to find out whether it's feasible is we're working on this hell-themed dungeon, and we're working on a PvP risk rule set that would behave somewhere in between yellow and red zones, where when you die, you in fact die, but instead of losing everything, you lose only your inventory, but your equipped items remain on your character. And we're testing this exclusively in this type of dungeon. I say testing because we're sending this through playtest. We're not sure we're going to do this, but the chances is there. And really, we don't want to move away from the full loot aspect of Albion. Albion is a full loot PvP game, and we always believe that the high end of PvP is going to be full loot. However, we need to transition people from very risk-free knockdown PvP, get to that point at some point. And we believe that there is potential in this type of content in orange zones that softens the transition from knockdown to full loot PvP. And this dungeon is really now the first opportunity that we have in the game to really make use of that. Most of the other content that we've had before doesn't really utilize that kind of rule set well. Our current implementation of Hellgates or corrupted dungeons, you really get all the loot at the end. So by that point, having this kind of rule set just doesn't make sense anymore. And we also have no current plans to broaden the scope of this rule set. Right now, it's for this dungeon type. We plan to use it there. We're testing it right now. If it succeeds and players like it, we might think about doing more, but there's no plans right now.
Yeah.
It literally just doesn't make sense. The people who don't want to full loot PvP are never going to full loot PvP. It doesn't matter if they have practice with half loot or orange zone or fucking shoving sticks up their ass, they're never gonna full loot, right? And 93% of players do not participate in full loot. So a majority of the players don't participate in full loot. Will you get some heads doing this new orange zone? Yeah, but like that's not gonna be their sexual transition to red and colored zone gameplay. Right, so it's like, well, I mean...
All right, next question. Any plans on enhancing the graphics?
Well, yes.
More animated vegetation. Thank heavens. Thank heavens.
We'll have to also look at the visuals. We already see it now in the game that some of the things that we've done 10 years ago.
All right, next question. Oh, I have questions for the team. I'm having trouble introducing my more casual gamer friends to Albion. The 50% fame and silver that Premium gives just scares them off, as they don't think that they'll have the time to maintain it every month. Any ideas to make the game more casual friendly, or do you guys find the game to already be in a good state?
This is why you don't ask fucking Albion players. Bro, these people are so fucking dumb. How do we make the game more casual? I could equip me and my 5 friends in flat 4 and kill everybody and risk nothing. And we sit in yellow zone all day with our MP.
Never know in the future if we might, but generally we like to expand our items. I think that's what he was referring to as mostly more horizontally, like we give you more options instead of just straight up more power. I wouldn't exclude that we would never do T9. We never know. But
Tier 9, baby.
Tier 9 and
with
beyond with
enchantments.
enchantments, with awakened items,
Yeah,
etc. And if you're asking in terms of, if the player is asking in terms of challenge or new content, do you have anything for them there?
Well, there will be new content available in every one of the next coming updates. A fully new feature is very soon gonna drop with this aforementioned PvEVP dungeon that's targeted at groups of 2s and 3s. Then we're revamping faction warfare to be still based on the fundamentals of what faction warfare is, but we'll have very.
Next question. How soon is the castle rework planned? And are there any guild content plans that will include unique loot so that guilds and alliances will be motivated to hold and develop territories castles for a long time?
Just delete that from the game.
Rework.
We hope that these directors can actually fight the game's rats, the only bad thing in Albion. I know John will do everything to improve crafting. Okay.
There's no big. It would be helpful to know which rats and which quantity mean, because there's some content types where it is a big problem. Static dungeons is one where it's actually something we have on the radar that we need to improve the rules there, because people can steal the chest too easily as a solo. And
no. They did ask a lot of important questions, but they chose not to answer them. They only have these bot questions.
yeah, let's talk about the.
I heard this is the last batch of crystal weapons that just released. Does that mean no new hammer and shapeshifter?
No, of course, there's a new hammer and a shapeshifter crystal weapon that will be part of the rewards of the currently running season. So I don't know where this rumor started.
Beyond that, also plans to crystal offense. So,
Bro,
we're not
what
working
in
on the crystal
fuck's
yet.
name, bro?
It is set, and we'll then think
Bro,
about
why is
the
this funny? This ain't funny.
Alright, perfect. Next question. When will legendary weapons be worked on, or is it going to hit the back burner with the new creative direction?
No, that's still something we're talking about. We have been, they have been pushed aside a bit because the recent year was also very busy with our short update cycle. We didn't have really time.
Yeah. I mean, very busy. You did literally nothing. Yeah, I know. He's very busy.
But nothing, no timeline yet. But we're already working on
Right.
content, and that's going to happen at some point.
Next question. There's only one thing I'd really love to see improved in Albion, and that's the visuals in terms of animations and their effects. Taking advantage of the weapon tiers, they could add a greater variety of basic attacks, different ways of walking, running with a weapon, different wielding stances, different casts of special abilities, and equipment based on the user's tier. This would give the game a sense of progress, mastery, and proficiency. Another idea I've been thinking about is that it would be crazy if all weapons could have an alternate special ability, since there's such a wide variety of weapons. Instead of adding more, they could add more versatility to the existing ones.
Oh, okay, there was a lot. So let's start with the visual part. Yes, we definitely want to improve the visuals of the combat, and we do that on the side all the time. Whenever we have some resources, we look at some older effects, animations, improve them, bring them up to par with our newer standards. The whole progression idea, why I can understand why he would feel that exciting, that's a lot.
Well, like I said at the start of this year, this game is doomed. They care more about vegetation and running animation and castle sieges than, some core flaws. And still no mage weapon line. That's never coming. They're never having that. You guys did it. Another 55 minutes of completely wasted time. Love that for you. Let's see if there's any cool comments. We want lore. You need to be permanently banned. Sad they didn't mention about the UI update on economics. Really want the UI section for what's being sold. Big win for the no skull on the mini-map for a 1v1 kill. Love that. I love playing this game. We're doomed.